Hey guys, it's Kevin. I did not upload last week or the week before when it was sexuality, and I think that was all I ever came up with because I'm just a week late. But sexuality is pretty fluid, and when I videotaped what I was going to say my sexuality was, it changed. It didn't change, I just didn't feel comfortable putting a label on myself. So that's why I didn't partake in that one. But this week's subject is being trans in school and advice and all that good stuff. Sorry, my cat's trying to get out. Sorry. It's a cat. I wrote a very long paper about how to come out in school and how I did it, because I'm not going to go that involved in the video, because I don't want to bore you guys. So I'm just going to give out an outline. But if you want the paper, you can email me or message me on Facebook, and I'll definitely send you the link for the paper. It's on Google Drive, so I can email it to you. Or copy the link and send it to you, whatever's easy. So I came out in school last year. The year before, I was still birth name, and in the daycare, because I go to a vocational school, I was still Miss birth name, and that was tough. So I came out in academics about 2 months before I came out in shop. And shop is the daycare. So coming out in academics, I was transitioning, no pun intended, from the special ed to the mainstream classes. And so it was a pretty easy transition because most of the kids in the mainstream classes didn't even know who I was, or they knew who I was, but they didn't know my name or anything. So when I transitioned over there, some of them did know my birth name and used it quite frequently. And the principal came upstairs one day when I was absent and was like that their name is Kevin, he, him, his pronouns, respect that. And when I came back, everyone was pretty respectful. I got 2 people expelled, but that's a whole different story I might post about another time if I just have time to post a random video, which I usually do have time, so I'll do that. And yes, I'm using my Packer as a stress ball. So that was pretty easy. There was a quick transition, and last year I used the teachers' bathrooms just for safety, and since I was pre-T, I didn't feel comfortable using the men's bathroom because I knew people in there would be like, what the fuck is going on? So I just, for my own safety and well-being, I used the teacher's bathrooms, and I had my own key. And if I didn't have the key, the teacher would just open it. Nobody asked questions. Nobody really cared. A few people got jealous and were like, oh, you let me and my girlfriend in there. Like, stupid shit like that. But, so that was a pretty easy transition. And then the daycare, I came out to my shop teacher, and then she had to, she talked to the director of the preschool, or the daycare that we work in, and told her the situation, and she was like, okay, I don't know how to handle this, because, it's not a general thing that people have to handle. So she wasn't sure how she was supposed to do that, which is totally respectable. So she invited, my mom and the leaders from the sport group I go to, my therapist, invited this guy named Jeff Perotti, and he's an amazing advocate for people in Massachusetts, Western Mass mostly, and people in the Boston area. And they had a meeting, and they basically went over what it's like to be a trans kid coming out in school. They had a trans YouTuber. He's not very well known. I'm trying to think of his name. Saren Gray. I think that's his name, Saren Gray. So they had Saren come in and give his perspective about what it was like, and they did their best to try to explain how to do it in a daycare setting. And they came up with a letter, sent it to the parents, and then it was the week before vacation, so the parents had that whole vacation to explain to their parents to explain to their kids that this is Mr. Kevin, and you will call him Mr. Kevin, and he changed, and he's not Miss blah 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 anymore. And all the kids the first day they were fine. Not one of them messed up. I mean, not when I was there. Because when they must have like printed out a picture of my face or something and was like, who is this? And like, Mr. Kevin. I think one or two kids would have messed up because they were older and they were more confused. Like younger kids, you could tell them to call you Mr. Potato and they would. They don't care. They're kids. So that was that. And this year I used the men's bathroom because I'm on T, my voice is dropped, and I feel more safe using the male's bathroom. I mean, I would feel, I don't know, that's a complicated thing. Like, I only use it when I know that students from my classes aren't in there, because a few of them would, yeah. And I don't believe in the concept of passing and like, oh, I don't pass as male, because that's like a social structure thing. But for my safety in school, I really had to consider the idea of passing, because if I was in the men's bathroom and someone came in, that was really embarrassing for them to be like, oh, this is the men's bathroom. So I'm gonna sneeze. So that was that. I basically just had to go in when I knew no one was in there, and if there were any issues, I would tell the teacher, and they would handle it ASAP. They would stop teaching the class to go to the office and handle it. I had a few great supporting teachers that really helped me along the way, and I'm thankful for them. But that's basically how I came out in school and how it's going now and all that. And I just wanted to do a few, like, tea updates, I guess. My voice, as you can tell, it's dropping and it's cracking. But it also might be cracking because I am sick, or getting sick. But, I think that's really it. That's all I had to say. I just wanted to explain why I sounded like this, and I'm still using my penis. Using my dick as a stress ball. Alright, you guys. So that's how I came out. If you need any tips or help or anything, I'll put my kick and email below. Thanks, guys. Stay gay.